The name ART31 comes from Article 31, which is the United Nations rights of the child for young people to engage freely in cultural activity, which I think both ourselves and Kent County Council felt was actually something that, despite it being a right, was not what was happening in reality.
When we started ART31, I recognised that there was something to happen in terms of a chance or an opportunity for young people to actually make changes.
I feel that what is wrong with Kent's youth arts at the moment is that it is decided too much by adults, and so young people are having no say in the arts events that are organised for them.
I've been to various different funding meetings before and sort of sat around, and there's lots of older sort of people around, and being the sort of youngest person there, kind of feeling a bit out of place sort of thing.
This surprisingly is a big problem. More often than not, cultural and educational policy committees are held during weekdays without young people being invited to attend or be part of the panel.
It was a room of middle-aged, 30s, people who had jobs in art subjects. They were kind of talking about how good arts is in schools and how it helps young people with mental health and learning in other subjects. But they were kind of just preaching to the converted, all the people there were in arts related jobs because that's what the conference was for. And there weren't any young people there either, except me and Sophie, in a conference about the education of young people.
I just wanted to make a general comment about today, just something to think about, and I'm just wondering where all the young people are today at a forum about education and including arts in education.
The response was, this isn't really set up for young people. Yeah.
After the conference, Tia was approached by an arts professional who asked if she'd write an article for the website.
The main thing at the moment that's helped me is the arts professional article from going to that conference, which ART31 took me to and paid for all the travel and everything to. As young people, we have an impact. We should have a voice in what's happening to our education system.
In my personal experience with school, there was nothing there for me.
It's the fact that school doesn't offer this. It's something different that you won't get to do at school. It's something out of the ordinary.
We're going back to early 2012 when those discussions started, and about the need for young people to be considered as practitioners, artists and audiences of now, and not as sort of future audiences, but to involve them in decision-making processes now to develop a really strong and coherent programme.
The arts are something that should be more valued, and they're not valued enough at the moment.
There's also things that aren't happening in certain areas where you haven't got cultural hubs such as the Gulbenkian.
I felt like I was in a room full of equals, even though I was in the room with people from Thanet Council, Kent County Council. They made me feel really comfortable. I just wish that that would be available for everyone to experience.
From the beginning, the cultural organisations were really supportive of the project, and in particular Arts Council England, Kent County Council and our bridge organisation Artswork.
We originally invested in ART31 as a network to bring young people together, and it was about developing and supporting youth leadership.
We started with a flagship group at Gulbenkian, and since then we've seen a number of groups start to emerge across the county.
ART31 JVC is it's good because it's a board that's open for discussion. We also feel like we do have a voice, because some things you can be a part of, they say you have a voice, but really when you put your voice forward it doesn't really feel like it's being heard. But with this we do actually feel like we're being heard instead of just being ignored.
Hopefully there's more people like the stuff you guys are doing, because we've long left behind the society that tells a child be seen and not heard.
Our organisation is all about young people having a voice. We feel like we were given that opportunity as young people, so we should be giving the opportunity back to young people.
I wanted to join the ART31 Youth Board so I could be part of an organisation that instigated change in Kent's youth arts.
It became clear that there was a need for a more strategic group of young people who might provide that overview for ART31 across Kent.